With so much choice in the small-scale RC sector, or small-scale basher sector, it's hard sometimes to know what's the best one to get. And a lot of the ones that are recommended are stuff from like AliExpress or Banggood and stuff. And a lot of people don't like buying from there, which is understandable because, well, as I found out recently on AliExpress, I got scammed on a little MJX Hypergo, which is one of my recommendations, is the MJX, and I bought one, got scammed. And then there's quite often the issue with after sales. So a lot of people prefer to buy from their local hobby shop or online from a shop in their country. And that's what I did. I bought this from a well, it's not local to me, but it is a shop in the UK. It's the PD Racing, I think it's called the Minitron. 1/16 scale, 4-wheel drive, ready to run. And it says it'll do 40 plus kilometers an hour. I'm not sure it will. We'll find out in a minute. And obviously recently Armour have got into the mini basher scene as well, with the little Granite Grom and the newer Typhon Grom. And this is really good. And this is really good as well. I've already had the Truggy version, so they're both really good. There's just one thing that kind of lets them both down. They're both brushed, which for the most part is fine to be brushed. I mean, they're fast enough for kids probably, but as a big kid, you want something a bit quicker because it's always a little bit more fun when it's, well, almost out of control. And yes, you can get some brushless stuff in this scale, but like I said, you kind of have to get it from China. I have seen a few shops online popping up where you can buy this same stuff you can get from AliExpress and Banggood. You can get it, well, in the UK you can anyway. But in this video, I'm going to try and make this a little bit better and make it the perfect mini basher to travel around with. So like I've said, this is the PD Racing Minitron, and I was really impressed with the buggy. It wasn't the fastest thing, and I did have a few little issues with it, but it actually performed pretty well, and it was really tough. And I think I said in the video that we maybe need to revisit it and convert it to brushless to make it a little bit better, and that's what we're going to do. So one of my pet hates is not putting oil shocks on these things. It's like 2024, everything should have oil shocks. But these are the best friction dampers I've seen on a little RC car. I think they got some grease in them and they do feel okay. This is the Armour Big Rock, and I think if they're going to bring a Big Rock Grom out, I reckon it might look a little bit like this. So this actually comes in cheaper than the Armour Grom in the UK. It comes with quite a nice size LiPo, so 1800 milliamp hour 20C, not bad. And you've got plenty of room in there for a bigger one as well. You've got a 390 brushed motor, and you've got a combined ESC and receiver, I believe. Nothing's adjustable on it. You've got metal CVDs up front, bearings all round, and it has got plastic drive shafts at the rear. Although running it stock, I didn't have any issues. It's got a plastic centre shaft as well. And it's just a solid platform. It took an absolute beating. Now, what do we need to make the perfect travel basher? Let's call it that, a travel basher. Well, there's more to brushless than just making things faster, and in fact you don't always make things faster when you convert it to brushless, because you can always put a slower brushless motor in than a brushed one. But there's more to it than speed. Brushless is more efficient, uses less energy, or uses energy more efficiently to get the same kind of output or to get the same outcome. So running a brushless motor means you're going to have more runtime. These motors are sealed, there's less maintenance on them, and obviously most of the time they're faster, they're quieter, as long as it's not geared crazy. They don't generate as much heat, and well, they're just better. And then the next thing we're going to want is better suspension. Friction dampers just don't, as you can hear it just slamming. They don't absorb the shock anywhere near as good as oil ones. Loads of choice for oil shocks, and these are the ones I'm going to use. And you don't have to use a combined one. You can use a separate ESC, but I'm going to use a combined one. And all of this has come off of a HBX Ravage. I mean, it wasn't completely trash, because that is an absolute beast of a truck, but all of this is off of the same truck. And I'll try and list some of the parts off in the description, but motors and ESCs, sometimes difficult on these cheaper ones to get them to pair up to the mount. This mount luckily is adjustable. I've gone up a few teeth on this, and it's got a different bore to the original one. Before I start pulling this thing apart, let's just go remind ourselves how fast it is straight out of the box. Right, we don't need much space to do this. Signal seems really bad. I don't remember it being that bad. 19 mile an hour. So 19 mile an hour is not that bad, and the performance of this thing straight out of the box is not that bad, but we can always make things better, can't we? And there we have the finished product. The ESC was a little bit long to fit in the normal space, so put a bit of foam under there. A little bit of hot glue, we're all good. LEDs are in, I just need to make a little jumper cable to go over there and they should work again. Gearing sounds nice and smooth, well meshed. Put the wrong pinion in first, so it was the wrong pitch. So it's now got the correct pinion, still a 17 tooth. And then we got some nice oil shocks. Thickened up the rear. They're probably a little bit too thick actually, but the rear was bouncing a bit. And if we're going to be jumping it, we need it to land nice. But it is looking good. Right, let's throw a 2S LiPo in it, see what the wheel speed's like, and then a 3S, and then, well, and then we'll see how fast it is, and, well, we're going to take it for a little rip. Right then, 2-cell first. That servo is so quick. Stock servo, that. And we're using the transmitter from the HPX as well. 2S wheel speed. Oh yeah, that's a bit more. Beautiful. So this battery just fits in that tray. It's a bit fatter than the stock one. I might put a little extension on there. ESC I think is only rated to 2, but I have run 3S on this ESC a few times and it seems to be okay. Yes. So the perfect travel basher needs to fit in your bag, and it all fits in here, and my camera fits in there as well, so plenty of room. Everyone asks how I do the speed runs. It is a GNSS 020 Sky RC. Pairs to an app on your phone. Really easy to use and really accurate as well. The only issue with this is it's quite hard to keep in a straight line at speed. It's a bit twitchy. I mean, as you've seen, it's got a really fast servo. I think it must be the steering mechanism. That's full throttle. Uh-oh. Oh, whoa, whoa. What was it, stock out the box? It was 17 mile an hour, wasn't it? What? I don't think we need 3S at all. So much quicker. Actually, it does go quite straight once it gets going. 33. Did we almost double the speed of this? Let's see what it'd do off-road. Oh, it's a ripper. It's a ripper. Coming in hot. Whoa! Whoa! It's a tough old thing, this. That's why I like it. Off-road speed, 2S. 29, that's not bad. Right, the ESC doesn't like 3S. I think it might be the gearing, because I've definitely ran the HPX on 3S before. It keeps like cutting out. We should, if we go in smooth, we should get it. Oh, come on. Oh. Cut out just as I put full throttle then. Come on, we can do this. Yes. That's crazy. My lamppost. Whoa! Oh my word, that nearly hit me. Oh, you're collecting a little bit of grass there, are you? What were we saying with that then? That was full throttle for enough, I think. Wow, 42. That is a good speed. I think it's got a bit more in it. Let's see if we can hold it pinned for a bit longer. Oh, that went straight between my legs. Uh-oh. We've lost rear wheel drive. No. That's not what I wanted to happen. We haven't bashed it yet. Ugh. So I just went all the way back to the workshop with this to find out what the issue was. Took it all apart, and it turns out I just lost a drive shaft. What a donut. Anyway, this thing absolutely rips. 2S, it's perfect. So it turns out the drive shaft issue isn't it just popping out, it's actually snapping. That's a combination of the extra power, we've almost doubled the speed, and it also sits a bit higher now because these shocks are slightly longer, so the drive shaft angle is quite a bit steeper. Easy fix, comes with metal CVDs up front, so I've just thrown some in the rear and that should sort that problem out. Right, hopefully we can get to the skate park now. See how this holds up here now. These little things are tough from the last one I reviewed. Super tough. I think the only issue I had with it was a stone getting in the motor and killing the motor. So even with the oil shock, still a fair bit of chassis slapping with it, but it's better than it was. Oh yeah, 2S is absolutely spot on for this. Can we backflip? Oh, I don't know if we've got the rotation on them wheels for a backflip. They don't balloon all that much on 2. Come on, slow in, fast out. Yeah, easy. Easy backflips. It's a little rocket. Doing some onboard shots and I managed to clear that. I don't think there's many of the little ones or none that have cleared it. Look at that. Whoa. That's usually what happens. Whoa. That is the worst hit to do right on this metal. We're good. There we go. What a little beast. So there we go, turned out okay in the end. It'll make a nice little travel basher. Now those of you that may have seen a review of this one or the Truggy before will know that one of the issues was the body popping off the front, and you'll notice in this video it didn't pop off once. And it's a very simple fix. Just in there I put a little bit of black tack. It's basically like blue tack or white tack or whatever it's called, but this stuff's on steroids. It is super strong. So a little bit of that in that front clip, and then when you push that in, it won't come off. You actually have to give it quite a bit of force to get it off. So I know this isn't the most cost-efficient way to have a bash like this. I mean, if you're fine with waiting for stuff from China, or if you've got a supplier in your country, you can get an MJX, you can get a HBX, and they'll be just as good. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money on the truck and then a little bit more on the electronics, you can get an Armour Grom. I just wanted to do something a little bit different, and it wasn't really the plan to build the ultimate budget one, because you can get some brushless ones that are cheaper than the actual cost of just this truck anyway. So hope you enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. I'll see you next time.